Hello and welcome to another video from Minus Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that's not altogether that old, really. But it is based on the vintage television series of Star Trek. We are looking at the 2009 release by Screen Life from their series of Seen It board games. And this particular one we're looking at today is based on Star Trek. And it's a stellar trivia game with real TV movie clips. Now, it is based on the first 5 series of Star Trek, which we all know is an American science fiction media franchise. It was created by Gene Roddenberry, which began with the series of the same name, which has obviously gone on to be known as the original series. Now, the series has become a worldwide pop culture phenomenon. Since its creation, the franchise has expanded into various films, television series, video games, novels, and comic books, and it's become one of the most recognisable and highest-grossing media franchises of all time. Now, the franchise began with Star Trek: The Original Series, which premiered on September 6, 1966. And the series followed the voyages of the crew of the USS Enterprise, which was a space exploration vessel built by the United Federations of Planets in the 23rd century on a mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, and to boldly go where no man has gone before. Now, in creating Star Trek, Roddenberry was inspired by C.S. Forester's Horatio Hornblower series of novels and Jonathan Swift's 1726 novel Gulliver Travels and the 1956 movie Forbidden Planet, as well as television westerns like Wagon Train. Now, the Star Trek canon includes the original series, and then there were several subsequent television series and a film franchise. And further adaptations also exist in the expanded media. So after the conclusion of the original series, the adventures of its characters continued in the animated series, and then 6 feature films. Now, the TV revival began in the 1980s and concluded in the mid-2000s, and it saw 4 spin-off series. So we had Star Trek Next Generation, which followed the crew of a new Starship Enterprise a century after the original series. We then had Deep Space Nine and Voyager, which were both set in the same time era as the Next Generation, and Enterprise, which was set a century before the original series, in the early days of human interstellar travel. Now, this board game that we're looking at today is based on those 5 series. Now, this is 2009 release, so it's before we had things like Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and Star Trek Picard. So it is the original 5 television series, excluding, I presume it's excluding the animated series, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Anyway, this is the box it comes in. And at the very top, it's got Screen Life Games, and this is the Deluxe edition. And it says the stellar trivia game with real TV and movie clips. And it's got Star Trek Seen It, the DVD game. And there you can see in images there, you've got Captain Catherine Janeway, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Captain James T. Kirk, Captain Benjamin Sisko, and Captain Jonathan Archer. And it is 12 and above. And it says, also it's a 13 up, adult, 2 or more players. Okay, that's the front of the box. Let's spin it around and see what we've got printed on the back. Okay, so I'll turn the box around to the back, and this is what we've got. So you can see an image of people playing the game at the top there. And again, it says the stellar trivia game with real TV and movie clips. Star Trek Seen It, the DVD game. And this is the Deluxe edition, which includes bonus trivia cards loaded with questions from trivia card categories like United Federation of Planets, Star Day, and Infinite Diversity and Infinite Combinations, which is the IDIC from the Vulcans. Star Trek inspired tokens. So you've got the Enterprises there, and I think that's a DS9 runabout you got there. It says party play. No need to use the remote. Just let Seen It deal up one great puzzler or clip after another. Party on. This is the DVD game that puts you in the captain's seat. Seen It. Star Trek is a trivia game that boldly goes where no one has gone before. Explore strange new worlds with a DVD game that's filled with clips, trivia questions, and puzzles from your favourite live-action Star Trek TV series and movies. To seek out new life, new civilizations, just pop in the game disc into your DVD player and stay tuned for a universe of trivial Seen It. Star Trek tests your knowledge with real clips as you answer trivia questions and race around the game board to win. Not as all-knowing as Q. Seen It's more than Star Trek trivia. Use observation, memory, wordplay and puzzle solving to answer different challenges about what you see on the screen. Sure, you know that fuzzy little tribbles go out of control and overrun the Enterprise, but what does Spock compare them to? Don't know? Don't worry. You'll see for yourself in the clip. So if you think you know about Star Trek, let Seen It put your knowledge to the test and make it so. And you've got the Star Trek Generations movie poster there. You've got an image of the crew of the original series on the bridge. And it says, ages 13 to adult players, 2 or more teams players. Requires a TV, DVD player and a remote control. DVD includes on-screen demonstration and gameplay. And it says, contents. 1 DVD, 1 Flextime game board, 1 6-sided numbered die, 1 8-sided category die, 4 collectible metal tokens, 16 prime directive cards, 175 trivia cards, 4 category reference cards, and 1 instruction sheet. You've got the barcode at the bottom left-hand corner. It says, Optrieve technology randomizes clips for a different game every time you play. Flexitime game board can be folded for a shorter game. And then you've got the copyright and licensing information at the bottom there. Screen Life logo, made in China, and the seenit.com web address on the bottom right hand corner. Okay, that's the back of the box. On the side of the box, I'll just drop that down. The Stellar Trivia game with TV and movie clips. Star Trek Seen It, the DVD game. And you've got the Screen Life logos, the 12 sign, and there's 13 adult 2 or more players. Exactly the same at the bottom, exactly the same on the other side, and exactly the same at the top. Okay, I think what we're going to do, this particular box set we're looking at today, now this was a shop counter display game. It was kept in a shop counter for many months before being returned to the box and retired to the stock room for, I think, when did we buy this stuff out? In 2023 or 2024? So could have been for about 15 years, something like that, 14, 15 years. It was in the stock room, untouched. It's never been played with, it's never been sold. It was just used as a display set inside a glass cabinet, and before it was the display was changed. So this box has been opened. So let's open it. Let's get the rest of the contents out and let's have a look at what we got inside. Okay, so I've opened the box and this is what we got. So we've got that's, I believe, the instructions and tell you how to play the game with the contents and everything there. You've got the game board, which, oh, actually, so the game board opens up so you can have a long game. That's what it means by a long game or a short game, because the game board does actually open up. You've got the DVD. If I can slide that out. You've got the prime directive cards. You see they're still sealed. You've got the tokens, which are also still sealed in the bag. You've got the 2 dice, and you've got the Seen It trivia cards. Just going to move the box out of the way and let's open it up and lay it all out. Okay, so I've opened laid everything out there. So we've got the disc. Let's just open that up and show you the disc. So there's the Seen It disc. We've got the prime directive cards, which are all still sealed. We've got the normal standard dice. Then we've got the hexagon dice. We've got the playing pieces, which I think there's 6 in there. And then we've got the Seen It question cards. And of course, okay, so this is what we've got here with the quick start guide. We'll read the quick start guide. It says contents, game board, Flextime game board, game DVD, Flextime game board, 6-sided numbered dice, 8-sided category dice, 4 collectible tokens. Oh, it's only 4. Looks like there's more in there. 16 prime directive cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I see it now. So I was looking at the stand thinking that was additional tokens, but it's not. 4 collectible tokens, 16 prime directive cards, as we can see, and 175 trivia cards. Requires a TV, DVD player and remote control, not included. If any items are missing, please call 1866 DVD game. Okay, object. Travel around the game board and be the first to enter the winner's circle. Getting started. Everyone choose one of 2 options for learning to play. Pop in the DVD and watch the on-screen demonstration under how to play the game on DVD. Read these instructions. Begin with setup for a complete description of the game, or skip to playing the game for the essentials. Technical tip. Your DVD is automatically set to deliver questions at random. However, some DVD players do not support the random shuffle feature provided by Optree technology. A window will appear to warn you of this. In that situation, you should choose preset gameplay and select one of the pre-programmed sequences to guarantee no repeats will occur during a game. Position all players so that you can see the TV or monitor connected to the DVD player. Lay out the Flextime game board. It can be fully extended for longer games or folded into a circle for shorter play. Each player chooses a token and places it on the start place space. Place the prime directive cards on the circle. Insert the DVD into your DVD player. After a quick intro, you'll be taken to the main menu screen. Select one person to be the DVD master. This person will operate the remote control. DVD master, use the arrows on your remote to navigate between the menu items and use the enter or play button to activate a menu selector. Use the skip, next or fast forward buttons to quickly advance through clips and go directly to the question. Select timer settings from the main menu. The on-screen timer is used while answering trivia card questions. The timer is present at 30 seconds but may also be set at 10 or 20 seconds. Select the time limit you want. This will remain the default unless you choose to reset the timer during the game. Playing the game. All players or teams roll the numbered die, re-rolling any ties. The highest roller goes first and play proceeds clockwise. Each turn, a player rolls both dice and moves the number of spaces shown on the numbered die. They then try to successfully complete the challenge in the category shown on the category die. Note, tokens can share the same space on the board. Game tip, you always roll both dice and move your token to start your turn. If you win the challenge, you roll both dice again and take another turn. Category references are listed below for easier recognition of scenic challenges. My Play. Select My Play on the DVD and answer the question that it follows. All Play. Select All Play on the DVD and be the first to answer the question correctly. United Federation of Planets. Select a trivia card and answer a question about aliens, planets, ships and more. Stargate. Select a trivia card and answer a question about events in the Star Trek universe. IDIC, Infinite Diversity and Infinite Combinations. Select a trivia card and answer a question about the world of pop culture surrounding Star Trek. Prime Directive. Select a Prime Directive card and move the token as directed. Player's choice. Choose a trivia card, any category, a Prime Directive card or a DVD challenged All Play or My Play. So that's the quick start guide, the DVD game. And on this side, you've got DVD challenges and so on, Prime Directive and Player's Choice, trivia challenges and so on, options, shorter play, longer play, party play, and winning the game. It says when a player reaches the end of the game path, they must stop on the space labelled stop, no matter what they may have rolled. Their first attempt to win the game is with an all play to win challenge. All play to win. The DVD master chooses all play to win from the game menu, and all players compete in this special variation of all play. If the rolling player wins the challenge, that player advances directly to the winner's circle and instantly wins the game. If they do not win the challenge, they must move to the outermost final frontier ring and await their next turn. If another player answers the all play to win correctly, they have the option of forcing an opponent to take a prime directive card or moving forward 3 spaces. Final Frontier. For any player who has landed on Final Frontier ring, the DVD master chooses Final Frontier from the game menu and follows the on-screen instructions. The numbers on the Final Frontier rings correspond to the number of challenges required to win the game. Players start on the outmost ring, marked 3, and attempt to complete 3 challenges. If they successfully complete the challenges, they win the game. If they do not complete all 3 challenges correctly, they move in 1 ring and wait their next turn for another chance to win. If a player loses a challenge while on the last Final Frontier ring, they will remain on 1 until they answer correctly or the game ends. No, players' teams in the Final Frontier ring are immune to prime directive cards. There we are. So that's a basic setup about the game. It sounds like a very good game in actual fact. It sounds like it'll be a lot of fun. So there we have the 2 die, which that's just the normal numbered 6 dice. And there's a category 8 die. The 4 tokens there. Prime directive card. Just to look on the back of the prime directive card, it says you have been transported to the mirror universe. You lose your next turn while you figure out a way to return. So that's the prime directive cards. Now these ones, the scenic cards, now these have been opened. I presume that's because they were displayed. So let's take them out and see. Let's read a couple of these cards. In the original series episode, What Are Little Girls Made Of? Which of the following is not an android? Dr. Corby, Andrea, or Ruck? Well, that's Corby. I think the answers are on the back here. Oh, they're all androids. There we are. Corby was an android in the end, wasn't he? Yes, he was. Why does Lieutenant Commander LaForge create a holodeck simulation of Dr. Lee Brahms in the Next Generation episode's Booby Trap? And that's to brainstorm a way to increase the starship's warp power and escape the booby trap that has snared the Enterprise. Including movies and series, how many actors have played different versions of Jean-Luc Picard? 4. Patrick Stewart, David Triskin Barkin, Picard as a child in Rascals, Marcus Nash, Ensign Picard in Tapestry, and Tom Hardy, Picard's clone in Insurrection. That's interesting. I didn't know Tom Hardy was in Insurrection. There we are. Let's read another one. In the motion picture, Insurrection, what Starfleet Admiral sides with the Sun against the Baku? And that is Admiral Matthew Doherty. In the original series episode, The Changeling, the probe Nomad inadvertently wipes out Lieutenant Uhura's memory after hearing her do what? And that was singing. The Deep Space Nine episode, Tribunal, was inspired by a short story called The Trial by what? Surrealist author, and that was Franz Kafka. Okay, we'll read one more. What ape-like creature attacks Captain Kirk and Dr. McCoy in the original series episode of Private Little War? That's a Magatu. In the motion picture First Contact, in what holodeck simulation do Captain Picard and Lily Sloan try to hide from the Borg? Dixon Hill, I think it was. The Big Goodbye, a Dixon Hill adventure. What company did the special effects for Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan? And that was Industrial Light and Magic. There we go. So that's an idea of what the questions are like. And of course, then you've got the other questions that are on the DVD. And there's 178 cards there to play the game. And of course, you have that. Oh, I see. What are those cards? What are these ones? Oh, quick category reference cards. Basically, you've got 3 of those categories there. That's probably for the players to read when they're playing the game. And those cards, they just slot there in the box. And you pick one up from the front, read it, and then put it at the back. So that's basically the way the game plays. So very, very good game. Sounds like a lot of fun, especially if you've got a party of people there who's all into Trek. That would be a terrific game to play. Okay, now you're going to say to me, well, how well did this game do back in 2009? Well, obviously the game was very popular. All of the Scenic games are popular, and they have been for many years. This wasn't obviously not the only one. There's Scenic games for many different TV series, categories and so on. But very, very popular brand of games. Now, this one has been re-released several times. You had the original Scenic, then you had the Deluxe edition, which is what this one is. And then, of course, you had the Deluxe edition then that was re-released into the tin box. And also you had the Standard edition, which was released into the tin box. So various different releases over the course of the years. Very popular, and I believe it's still going strong nowadays. So if you wanted to buy a newer version, I don't know if the new version has incorporated the latest Star Trek programs, which obviously would be Discovery, Strange New Worlds and Picard. Are they included? I don't know. Maybe the new Kelvin Timeline films are included as well. Again, I don't know, because I haven't seen a later version. All the ones I've ever seen are all basically this same game, but just repackaged. So I'm not sure about that, but maybe. But this particular game, so done very well and sold, I don't know how many millions have been sold, but a very, very popular game. Okay, we move forward to 2025, which is where we are today. So we're moving forward 16 years. Do these come up for sale very often on the platforms? Yes, they do. Obviously, it's still a very current game, very, very popular, as I said, and they do come up regularly on the platforms. There are some in various different states of condition, though. So you do have the brand spanking new ones, which are still sealed. You do have the ones that have been played with, and you do have the ones that have been well played with. So if you do intend to buy on a platform, do really have a good look at the images and the description, because obviously there's a usual thing where someone's idea of very good condition could be somebody else's idea of acceptable condition. There's a big scope of differences there between people's opinions. And don't forget that some of the platforms use stock images and stock descriptions. So you could be looking at a brand new mint set like this. However, if there's no new available, they automatically go to the cheapest used item, and that might not be what you're looking for, and could be a used item, bits missing, maybe cards missing, maybe broken pieces, I don't know, but it could be a variety of different things. So if it doesn't say new and says used only, click that used link and read what you're about to order, so there's no disappointment when the item arrives, because it wouldn't be through the fault of the seller, and obviously it's certainly not the fault of the buyer. It is just, unfortunately, that is the way the platforms work. Stupid idea if you ask me, but there we are. Now, alternatively, you can come straight to us at Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles, where what you see in front of you is exactly the item that you will receive should you wish to order it. Now, this particular set, as I said, is a former shop counter display set, which had never been played with. It was used in a display for a few months, or maybe 6 months, before being returned to the box and returned to the stock room. And there it stayed until we bought out all the stock of the shop when it closed down. Now, there was not just this used one. We have got about 5 or 6 of the sealed games. So they are all available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It'll take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Trek items. And many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody. And I'm absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you're looking for, something old you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps it's something from your childhood that you like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories. Well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful vintage Star Trek Scenic board game with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.